This is Ankit Alex Nizla, UR15 CS258, and I'm making this video for the 5th experiment of C# lab. In this experiment, we are going to deal with exception handling. So, exception handling is implemented to handle any kind of logical errors or runtime errors that may occur during runtime, and it's usually to handle any unexpected errors which the system can't handle. For example, if we divide any number by 0, it goes into infinity, and infinity is a value that cannot be processed by computer, so the computer doesn't know how to handle it. So this is one of the exceptions. Similarly, we have many exceptions that we can use, and similarly there are many exceptions that are implemented inside the structures of C#, for example in arrays or in collections. If the collection is empty and you try to extract something from it or delete something from it, it will show an exception that there is no input. Or if you try to access an empty collection, it will also show an exception. So similarly, I have for this experiment I have to make an integer start and throw an exception where no integer value is encountered, or maximum stack is limited, or stack is empty. So for that, there are options such as already inbuilt options that you can use to handle these exceptions, and actually the system will throw those exceptions automatically. But to handle those, we need a try catch. But here I am using the user-defined exceptions, which are for user-defined exception you have to make an exception class, and you have to inherit the exception base class, which is a part of the system. So I have made this 3 exceptions, and I have implemented in stack. And whenever those exceptions are thrown, I am catching this. So how do I catch this? By placing the code which will potentially throw that exception inside the try block. So every time that code is executed, it will check for any exception throws, and if the exception is thrown, it will send the code, send the control to the catch block where that exception is handled and the code is continued. But the thing is, if you don't handle this exception, your code will terminate and your process will stop, which is not good when you're making an application. So this is for what your exception is using in program. As you can see, for example, like if I try to push a value, if I try to pop a value here, as you can see, and the stack is empty, I throw a stack empty exception, which is inside a try block, and it is caught by this. So this is how this program is structured. So let's try running it. So as you can see, if I try to pop a value, as you can see, the stack is empty, exception is thrown. So this is now another exception is that if I give any other number than an integer, so if I thought it will show an error that non-integer values cannot be pushed. And these are the exceptions that is being handled here. Thank you for watching.